Well, I'm just back from getting my scan results, and I'm pleased to say that there's been no further growth in the tumour, which means I'm free to get on with my life for another few months. It's a huge relief. What I would say, it's been one of the strangest days. I didn't actually do any recordings before I went for my appointment today because I really didn't know what to say. I think I was so focused on, well, just a mixture of emotions. It's very hard at the moment to express myself, and I mean, maybe although I'm not talking very distinctly at the moment, this is what happens when I go for appointments. My head becomes jumbled up with emotions and thoughts, and this is, I suppose, the point I've tried to get across when I've spoken other times, that normally I can talk quite clearly and know what point I'm trying to make, whereas today I don't know. This morning I think I was trying to psych myself up for going, and because there can be a lot of concerns about waiting and the anxiety, I was trying to gear myself up to be prepared for it. And what I did do was I actually got myself quite angry, because I thought, well, I'm going for this with no support emotionally or psychologically. I don't want to be kept waiting. I'm not going to take any messing around. And I was sort of quite psyched up in a way that really you shouldn't have to do that. I was trying to counteract any potential problems, difficulties with lack of communication. And I think it's something that ideally you shouldn't have to put your energy into. I mean, I think just waiting on results about the results of a brain scan are sort of anxiety provoking enough, without actually then have to contend with stuff that can be difficult. So basically what I did today was I did keep myself occupied. It's amazing that you can spend so little time discussing your results and your health, and yet the amount of time out of your life it takes is incredible. Since last Tuesday, all weekend I'm thinking about these results, all today. Sat in the waiting room. Tonight, I've now got to tell people the results, which is great, but it's absolutely exhausting, it really is. And I think just to talk about the results of one scan sounds very simple, but it's for me it's a life-changing result. I know now that I can get on with my life for a few months until I go for the next scan, but it's given me, I think I can start to plan things. My friend said to me the other night, oh, do you want something about an event in January? And I said, I can't even think about January till I know what's going on, and even the rest of this week I've got no plans, because basically I didn't know what was going to happen and how it was going to affect me. And what I would say about today, although I was quite psyched up really, things had improved a lot, and the smallest things have made such a difference. And this may sound ridiculous saying this, but it helped a great deal. I think first of all, when I gave him my letter for my appointment at reception, the lady there was just really friendly and welcoming, didn't keep me waiting, didn't get on the phone and start talking to somebody else. And when I went in to see my consultant, I have to say, he was still busy looking at the results, but he spoke to me straight away and acknowledged I was there, which may sound a bit obvious, but it was really important to me. And another thing, in the past I've sometimes found registrars, consultants can flick through files, and at one point, on one occasion, he kept asking me about various dates of my operations, and I didn't know why he was doing it. He kept saying, when was this and when was that? And to me, I thought, is this some sort of memory test? Is he checking my cognitive functions? Anyway, today I was asked the same question about a date, and the reason he gave was, oh, it just saves me looking through this big file, which was fair enough. And I relaxed straight away. I thought, well, that's fair enough. And I think the point about that is, again, communicate with people. Why are you asking them this? Oh, you have to stop me looking through a big folder. And just be honest, and it takes all this anxiety and fear away. So I say, this is something I say all the time about the patient journey. It's so long and exhausting. I mean, last week I was dealing with radiographers and staff in the scanning department. This week I've seen consultants, registrars, the staff in outpatients. But again, I'm the only one that's doing everything, if you like. And tonight is such a big relief. And again, as I said earlier, my emotions are pretty much to pot. I'm relieved. I'm sort of crying and I don't know why. But this is what it's like being a patient. You know, your head's all over the place. And trying to convey what I feel at the moment is really difficult. So I think for anyone to ask me at the moment any sort of direct question, you can see how muddled I get, and it's all anxiety and stress. And I don't know if this is helpful, but I thought, well, this is what I'm like, and maybe it's not as constructive as I like to be, but this is the reality. You know, I'm not always able to discuss things quite clearly. I can get very emotional and confuse myself, but this is why sometimes, maybe when you're dealing with patients, you know, you think, well, I thought they were quite intelligent and can do things. But as I'm saying today, when you become a patient, it's not that easy. All these emotions take over, and you can't come up with these more intelligent statements, if you like, that I can on another day. But anyway, that was my experience today of going to the hospital. And on the good side, well, the very good thing was my results were positive. But also just a few tiny little differences made a huge difference to me. The fact that I was acknowledged straight away, and the fact that people explained what was going on, just little things. It's the tiny things that make all the difference. And I've come away thinking, you know, that I liked meeting that person. That was a good appointment. I enjoyed that. That was really positive. And again, as I keep saying, it doesn't take much. It doesn't affect the results, good or bad. But the fact that you feel people acknowledging you as a person and not just another big folder on the table can make all the difference.